Hello and welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while because, well, just time is tight as usual. I am trying to do regular videos but it doesn't happen. But anyway, there have been some changes to my garage. There have been 3 new additions to it, and this is one of them. We just picked this one up last week and it's our new family car. It is a Dacia, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Sandero Stepway Eco G, bi-fuel, blah 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 things. There's lots of numbers and letters after the name, but it's a really interesting little car because it is actually, the Sandero is actually the best selling car in Spain, and there's a really good reason for that, and that's what I'm going to cover in the video today. So this is the type of car I don't normally buy, just because I like things with a bit of power, I like things that excite me, but there are different things that excite me. We won't go into all of those today. But what I love about this car is that we needed a family car. We didn't really have a family car, so there's 4 of us and a dog, which is hiding in the boot at the moment. But you know, sometimes we just all want to go out somewhere, and it's really difficult because, like, all my cars have 2 doors, and the kids, even though they're 18, they hate it. They're in and out. It's always, you know, someone's got to get out today, they want to. So it's a bit of a pain. And so sometimes we just want to be able to, like, casually go somewhere without breaking any speed limit. You know, without trying to kill ourselves on the road. We just want to go relaxed. And we were having a look at second-hand cars, and, you know, sort of you're starting to look at, you know, if you're looking to spend, say, 10,000-12,000 euros, for example, and you're looking at second-hand cars, you're looking at something maybe, you know, like 4 years old, 5 years old, and you think, well, they're out of warranty now, you know, things will start to go wrong. And that's where the beauty of this car comes in. So I don't know how much you know about this, but when Renault bought Dacia, I think the proper pronunciation is Dacia, but I'm going to say Dacia because it's just my way of saying it. So when Renault bought Dacia, they transformed basically what was a very, very low budget brand into something that's become a budget brand, but actually now quite a good quality budget brand. A bit like with what Skoda was with, you know, what Volkswagen did with Skoda. And Renault really, really transformed Dacia, I don't know, whatever. The Sandero itself, so this is the Sandero Stepway. So I don't know if you don't know the models. Essentially, the Sandero comes as a normal 5-door hatchback, and then you get the Sandero Stepway, which is this one, which is a slightly raised version. I think it's about 4 centimeters or something. They raise it, so it's not a lot, and it just looks a bit more funky. It's got these roof bars. It's got this, like, you know, the moldings around the arches and stuff. So it just looks a bit cooler, I think, in this format. But also the Sandero has become a real headache, I think, for Renault. In fact, when we were buying this car, we was talking to the salesman there, because obviously it's the Renault garages that sell them, and he said it's a real problem for them now because the Dacias are so good that they are so much cheaper than the equivalent Renault. So let me give you an example, right? So this is the Stepway. In a sort of a comparison, you probably put the Renault Captur as, like, its direct comparison. And the Renault Captur, if you spec it roughly what this has, you're adding 5,000-6,000 euros minimum, which is a lot of money. So the Sandero has actually become the best selling car in Spain. I think it's actually possibly one of the top selling cars in Europe as well now. Just because they're such good value, and it makes you wonder how other brands and how other cars can charge these premium amounts, because it just doesn't make any sense. This car is we practically added all the options on it, so it's got everything. I'll tell you what the final price was in a second. So, you know, it's got all the navigation, it's got the Apple CarPlay, I think it's got Android Auto as well, but I haven't set it up for my phone. We've set up Apple CarPlay for my partner. And it's got, you know, it's just got things like, you know, armrests, which you don't normally get in this sort of size car. It's got this, I don't know why more companies don't do this. It's got like, it's got a phone mount right here. It comes integrated with the car. Why don't all manufacturers do a phone mount? And it's a really good one. It's very sturdy. I've got quite a heavy phone, which is the a folding phone, and it's quite a heavy one, and sometimes the mounts don't work very well with it, and this one works brilliantly. This is also a bi-fuel option, so it also uses LPG, so it's not just petrol. Talk about that in a second. Lots of options. It's also got the rear parking sensors, front parking sensors, the rear view camera. It's got some really nice alloy wheels. It's got these roof bars which you can move in different directions, so you can carry different things on there, so you can mount your bikes up there and stuff like that. So it is really a really highly spec'd car. I mean, it's just astonishingly good. The engine is a 1 litre engine. It's a 3-cylinder engine. It's 90 horsepower in petrol mode and 100 horsepower in LPG mode. This doesn't make sense to me, because LPG is supposed to be less energy dense than petrol, so in theory it should be less, should perform less, you know. But I don't know, somehow they've made the LPG version actually have more power, which you can feel sometimes actually. So the engine and gearbox directly from Renault, they are the same, and that's what's really important. So this specific model actually is very new on the market. Maybe it came out 2 or 3 months ago, I think. And it's the same Renault. It's the same Renault platform as the Clio, not the old Clio, the current Clio. So you're getting the current Clio platform, the current Clio 1 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, same 6-speed gearbox, which is really nice and light to use. Why would you buy the Clio? I don't really get it. The Sandero is really nice. This is a really comfy car. There's so much space in here. It feels like a car maybe from another sort of size up, maybe even like a Focus size, like Megane size in a way. I mean, it's very, very spacious in here. 4 of us went away for a weekend last weekend. We took this car. We had all the suitcases in the boot. Plenty of space. The dog is happy in there. Capone, you alright? Yeah, he's fine. He loves it back there. Performance-wise, it's actually not too bad. And I'm not just saying that. So it's a 1 litre engine. Like I said earlier, it's 90 horsepower, but if you floor it, and it's not noisy or anything, it's slightly noisier at top end, but it goes quite swiftly. You know, you think, well, it's quite a small engine, but it actually goes really well. It's a bit like a diesel engine in a way, so you sort of feel the turbo kicking in. It's pretty good. I think the fuel consumption is slightly high. I know on LPG, so we actually filled it up with gas the other day, and with LPG it does use slightly more, so the consumption is slightly higher. So even though LPG is very much, you know, it's a lot cheaper, it actually consumes more. So there's not a lot of cars, I think, on the market that actually come with a LPG option, and this one does. And I mean, there's a massive cost saving. I think when we filled up yesterday with LPG, I think it was about 40% cheaper than petrol, although the fuel consumption goes up by about 10%, so I think the sort of the saving is about 30%, which is still quite a good saving, to be honest. And it doesn't really take a lot of space out of the boot. What you lose is the option of a spare wheel, so it's where the spare wheel goes. That's where the tank is for the fuel, for the LPG. So you basically have 2 fuel tanks, which means that if you fill them both up, actually, you can go some ridiculous 1,300 kilometers or something, which is a hell of a range, without having to stop, which is great, because we hate stopping. So anyway, overall, as you can see, I'm actually really happy with this car. I think it's been such a good purchase. So the amount we paid was 15,800 euros. Sounds a lot, but it's not, when you consider the number of options on this car and the good quality. There are areas where you can see maybe where the savings are. You know, it's slightly plasticky here, and the dashboard here is slightly plasticky, but hey, you know, I don't go around all the time fondling my dashboard to see whether it's soft or not. It actually doesn't feel cheap. It really doesn't feel cheap. It just feels made for purpose, and it feels great. You know, there are some really nice design elements in here, you know, with these like little accents here on the vents. I like the gear knob, it's really nice. They've done a really nice job with that. The whole thing just feels really nice. Much nicer than the previous versions of the Sandero, by the way. So the previous version of the Sandero, they really did feel very plasticky. But these newer ones, these new cars now, they've stepped it up massively, and they're in a different league. So if you turned your nose up at one of these previously, you shouldn't, because now, I mean, I always loved them anyway, and they were always great value cars, but they're even greater value now, considering the step up in quality and the step up in refinement in these cars. So get yourself a Dacia. You won't regret it. Well, I hope you found that interesting. As you can see, we do love this car very much. I think it's going to be in the family for quite some time. I just love the value aspect of it. I love the comfort of it. I love the ease of it. I love how the whole process has been really good. In fact, Dacia here, the actual customer service is unbelievably good. Probably better than what I got BMW, to be honest. So they're really good, impressive. You know, it's not like, oh, you're buying a cheap car, we're going to treat you like dirt. Not at all. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with the whole start to finish process with them. They've been absolutely impeccable. And for the money, what a no-brainer. Buy this or buy a second-hand car. You might as well buy this as a new car. It's crazy not to. Anyway, hope you found that interesting, and I will hopefully show you something else that I bought recently, and reveal that on the channel. Maybe this weekend, but we've got some rain coming, so I don't know. Not that I'm scared of the rain, but there's a good reason why the rain is important for this one. Anyway, have a great week, and I'll catch you very soon. Thanks, bye.